As you know that in my previous class I have completed up to the cell membrane or plasma membrane. So, today I will start with the cell wall. Up to the cell membrane I have completed. Today I will start with the cell wall. So, what is cell wall? Cell wall is a non-living rigid structure. I am repeating, what is cell wall? Cell wall is a non-living rigid structure, and this type of cell wall can be found only in plants and some fungi, in some bacteria, but it is not present in case of animal cell. So, this structure will not be found in case of animal cell. So, I am repeating, what is cell? Cell wall is a non-living rigid structure called the cell wall. It is the outer covering of the plasma membrane. Cell wall is the outer covering, that means it is present outside the plasma membrane. Now, the composition of cell wall in different group of organism is different. Now, if I consider the bacteria or the fungi or the plants, as they are having the cell wall, but the composition is different. In case of bacteria, it is made up of peptidoglycan. In case of bacteria, the cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. Sorry. And in case of fungi, it is made up of chitin. It is made up of chitin, and in case of plants, it is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, lignin, suberin. Okay, so these are the different components found in different groups of organism. So, I am repeating, in case of bacteria, cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan, in case of fungi it is made up of chitin, and in case of plants it is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, lignin, suberin. And in case of algae, you have seen that in algae cell wall can be found, and in case of algae it is made up of some sort of cellulose, galactans, mannans, minerals like calcium carbonate. These are the different components of cell wall in case of algae. Now, if I ask you what will be the function of that cell wall? The cell wall is helping in providing the cell shape. It is helping in to provide a particular shape. And another function in case of cell wall is it is providing protection. It is providing the protection to the cell. What kind of protection? It is providing a mechanical protection. It is providing the cell from any kind of mechanical injury and any kind of pathogen. Okay, so it is protecting the cell from any kind of pathogen and mechanical injury. And another one is it is helping in the connecting us, or you can say it is helping in cell to cell connection. It is helping in cell to cell interaction or connection, that it is providing that it is helping in that it will not allow any undesirable macromolecules to pass. That means it will provide a barrier, cell to cell connection, protection, barrier from the damage, cell to cell connection. Okay, so by this connection or not connection, we can call it the cell to cell interaction, and it will provide barrier to undesirable macromolecules. Now, we have to know the formation of cell wall, how cell wall is formed. Now, in case of plants, this type of structure can be found. So, at the time of cell division, first nucleus will divide, and this is called as karyokinesis. After the division of the cytoplasm will take place, and this is called as cytokinesis. And at that time of cytokinesis, what will happen? A plate-like structure is formed, which is called as plate, or it can be called as phragmoplasm. It is modified Golgi or modified endoplasmic reticulum. That means Golgi and endoplasmic reticulum will form a plate-like structure which is called the cell plate, and these will form the middle lamella. So what is middle lamella? Middle lamella is layer mainly made up of calcium and calcium pectate, calcium or magnesium pectate, which holds or glues the different neighbor cells together. So the cell formation will take place from a layer which is called as middle lamella. You can see this structure, this is called as middle lamella, and it is made up of calcium or magnesium pectate, and from that layer cell wall formation will take place. So beside that, on both the sides of the middle lamella, a structure will be formed that is called as primary cell wall. This primary cell wall can grow, and this primary cell wall can be found in young plants. This cell wall can be found in young plants, and primary cell wall is capable of growth, which gradually diminishes as the cell matures and the secondary cell wall is formed. So first middle lamella will be formed, then primary cell wall will be formed in the young plants which can grow and which gradually diminish when the plant cell will get older, and a secondary cell wall layer will be formed like that. This is called as secondary cell wall, and it is called as S1, S2, S3, like secondary cell wall 1, secondary cell wall 2, secondary cell wall 3, and after that in some another layer can be formed which is called as tertiary, cell wall. Okay, so these are the different layers of cell wall. Now you can see a small gap can be found in the cell wall which is called as pit. The small gap is called as pit, and the pit may be of two types, that is simple pit and bordered pit. And how it looks? Just the gap is, if the gap is like that, this type of arrangement is called as simple pit, and this condition can be found mainly in case of angiosperms. But if it is like that, then it will be called as bordered pit. Inside that you will get all the layers. That is middle lamella, primary cell wall. So this type of pit is called as bordered pit, and this type of arrangement can be found in case of gymnosperm. Now another term, that is plasmodesmata. Another important term, that is plasmodesmata. In that the cell wall and the middle lamella may be transferred by this structure which is called as plasmodesmata, which connects the cytoplasm of neighboring cell. So through the plasmodesmata, that is a connection, with the help of that plasmodesmata we can connect the cytoplasm of the neighboring cell. So that will make a connection between the cytoplasm of the neighboring cell. So that is all about the cell wall. Next I will talk about a system which is called as endomembrane system. Next one is endomembrane system. So before that you have to know, what is cytoplasm. That inside the cell or inside the plasma membrane there is a semi-solid or gel-like substance is present, in which the different cell organelles are present, that is called as cytoplasm. And in that cytoplasm it is having mainly two parts, that one is matrix, cytoplasmic matrix, and another one is cytoplasmic structures. Inside that cytoplasmic structures, what are these structures? That is cell organelles or cell inclusions. I will talk about the, and in that matrix it is having a gel or salt like appearance, and in the cytoplasmic structure we will get different membrane bound cell organelles and some cell inclusions will be found, and I will talk about that detail. Okay. So, in that cytoplasm there are many membrane bound cell organelles will be found. Now, each of the membrane bound is distinct in terms of their structure and function. They are distinct in terms of their structure and function, but they are some of the cell of membrane bound cell organelles are considered together according to their function. That is why these cell membrane bound cell organelles are considered under the endomembrane system. So, what are those organelles that and why they are considered under endomembrane system? Because their functions are coordinated. As their functions are coordinated, they will be considered under endomembrane system. This endomembrane system includes, first one is endoplasmic reticulum, second one is Golgi body or Golgi complex, third one is lysosome, and fourth one is vacuole. Okay, these four are interconnected or coordinated according to their function. That is why they are under a system which is called as endomembrane system, and there are different other cell organelles like mitochondria, plastid, etc. These are not interconnected or coordinated by their function. So, they will not be under their particular endomembrane system. So, we have to read about each of them. First, I will talk about the endoplasmic reticulum. So, first one is endoplasmic reticulum. A scientist whose name was Garnier first observed that endoplasmic reticulum, and endoplasmic reticulum can be found in almost all type of eukaryotic cells, particularly except that mammalian RBC. Okay. Now, this endoplasmic reticulum by the help of the electron microscopic studies in eukaryotic cell has shown a network of reticulum of tiny tubular structures scattered in the cytoplasm. A network of tiny tubular structures which are scattered on the cytoplasm. This can be seen with the help of that electron microscope, and these tiny tubular scattered structures are called as endoplasmic reticulum. And the endoplasmic reticulum divides intracellular spaces into two distinct components. The endoplasmic reticulum's intracellular spaces can be divided into two distinct components. What are they? First one is luminal and another one is extraluminal. Luminal means which is present inside the endoplasmic reticulum, and extraluminal means which is present outside in the cytoplasmic part. Okay. Now, we have to know the different structures that can be found in endoplasmic reticulum. So, what are they? These are cisternae, vesicles and tubules. These structures are found in the endoplasmic reticulum. So, first one is cisternae. It is like that. It is like that. Okay, so you have to imagine that in endoplasmic reticulum present near the nucleus. So, that is the nucleus membrane, and that is the nuclear membrane. Endoplasmic reticulum will be formed from there, and you can see some parallel structures are there, flat parallel structures are there, and these are not branched. The cisternae part are unbranched structures. Okay, and in that cisternae part you will find it near the nuclear membrane. So, what is the position of the cisternae? It can be found near the nuclear membrane. It is unbranched structures, and in some ribosomes can be present in that part, like that. These are the ribosome that can be present on the cisternae. Okay. Next part is vesicles, small rounded or oval like structure, and these vesicles can be found near the cisternae or near the nuclear membrane, and ribosomes may be present on that vesicle parts also, and their diameter is very small. Okay. And the last part is tubules. It is like that. It is like that. Some branch tubular structures can be found. These structures are called as tubules, and these are found mainly near the plasma membrane. These type of structures can be found near the plasma membrane. Now, and you can see that is a branch structure. This one was the unbranched structures, and that is a branch structures. And usually ribosomes are not present in that tubular part. So, now if I draw the full diagram of the endoplasmic reticulum with all these structures, then how it will look? So, first nucleus, that is nuclear membrane, then cisternae, after that tubules, vesicles, ribosomes, and that is the plasma membrane. Okay. So, that is the full diagram of the endoplasmic reticulum. As you can see that these are the cisternae with ribosome, these are the vesicles, and these are the tubules part. So, that is the main structure of endoplasmic reticulum. Now, this endoplasmic reticulum can be divided into two types. What are they? These are rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, or in short you can call it RER and SER. So, what is the full form? RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and what is the full form of SER? That is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Why it is called as RER, and on which basis these types can be formed? That if the on the surface of the or the endoplasmic reticulum bearing ribosome on their surface, this type is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum or RER, and if ribosomes are absent on the outer surface of the endoplasmic reticulum, and it will appear as smooth, and this type of endoplasmic reticulum is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now, next point, if I consider the ribosome, so ribosomes will be present in case of RER, but ribosomes will be present in case of SER. Next property was that why it is called as rough, because on the presence of rough ribosome, the appearance will be rough, and it appears like a smooth, it will show smooth appearance, that is why it is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. And the RER mainly found in that cisternae region, and each type is called as, this is found in the tubular or tubules region. Now, if I consider the functions of RER, then it helps in the protein synthesis and secretion. Protein synthesis and secretion. RER helps in the protein synthesis and secretion, and SER helps in the lipid synthesis and transport of lipid. So, what are the function? In case of RER, as ribosomes are present, and as we know that ribosomes are helping in protein synthesis, so the function of RER will be synthesis and secretion of protein, and in case of SER, it is related to lipid synthesis and the transport of the lipid, and in some eukaryotes, some lipid like steroid hormones will be hormones are synthesized by the SER. Some steroid like hormones will be synthesized by SER in case of eukaryotes. So, these are the main differences between RER and SER, and that is all about endoplasmic reticulum. Next, I will discuss about the Golgi complex. Next one is Golgi. This structure is described by scientist Camillo Golgi in the year of 1898. In the year of 1898 by scientist Camillo Golgi, this structure was discovered. What type of structure? In the cytoplasm, highly dense reticular structures near the nucleus was found, and after Camillo Golgi, these structures was named as Golgi bodies or Golgi apparatus, and they consist of many flat disc shaped stacks or cisternae. So, it consists some structure, and the Golgi can be, the shape of the Golgi may be different. The cells which are secretory in nature, the size of the Golgi will be large, and if it is not secretory, then the size of the Golgi will be small, and they can change their shape as it is called as pleomorphic. As Golgi can change their shape, then it is called as pleomorphic, and in animals Golgi is well developed, but in plants Golgi body is not well developed. This structure is called as dictyosome. In plants Golgi body is called as dictyosome. Now, what I have mentioned, that a flat structures are found which is disc shaped. This is called as cisternae. And another structures are present, that is vesicles and vacuoles. Vesicles and vacuoles, these three main structures can be found in case of Golgi, and the shape of the or size of the cisternae may vary, and it is about the diameter is 0.5 μm to 1 μm. Okay, and you can see, you will be able to see that these are the forming a stack like structure, and they lie parallel to each other. They lie parallel to each other. So, these structures are called cisternae. You can see that these are flat disc like structures. They lie parallel to each other. Their diameter is 0.5 to 1 micrometer. And these are the small vesicles are present, and these are the large size vacuoles are present. So, these are the main structure of the Golgi body. Now, the Golgi body is showing a polarity. It is showing a polarity. It is having two faces. One is concave face and another one is convex face. Okay. And convex face is present near the nuclear membrane, and concave face is present near the plasma membrane. And these two phases are called as, this phase is called as cis phase or formative phase, and another phase is called as trans phase, or alternative name of trans phase is maturation phase. Okay. So, these are the two phases can be found in Golgi body, that is convex phase or cis phase, or we can call it forming phase, forming or formative phase, or you can call it cis phase. So, the convex part is cis or the forming phase, and the concave is trans or the maturing phase. So, that is the polarity in case of Golgi apparatus. Now, the Golgi apparatus principally performs, what is the function of this Golgi apparatus? It is helping in packaging. What is the function? Packaging. Okay, that is the packaging. Yes, the Golgi apparatus principally performs the function of packaging materials to be delivered either to intracellular targets. So, first it will be helping in packaging of the different materials, and this will be delivered inside of the cell or outside of the cell. Okay, and materials to be packed in the form of vesicles. Materials will be packed in the form of vesicles from the endoplasmic reticulum, fuse with the cis phase of the Golgi apparatus, and then move towards the trans phase. So, this is the formation. So, the first it will move to that part, then it will reach to the vesicles part, that is the maturation part. Okay. So that this explains that why Golgi apparatus remains close association with the endoplasmic reticulum, and why these are also considered as endomembrane system, because their functions are interconnected. And these are and another function, important function of Golgi apparatus is glycosylation. Glycosylation. So what is glycosylation? Glycosylation is the adding of carbohydrate with protein or lipid. Okay, this process is called as glycosylation. I am repeating, what is glycosylation? Adding of carbohydrate with protein or lipid is called as glycosylation. So in case of Golgi complex, they are mainly playing role in formation of glycoproteins or glycolipid. So you can understand that what is glycoprotein? Glycoprotein means carbohydrate plus protein, and glycolipid means carbohydrate, I am writing in short that carb plus lipid. Okay, so glycoprotein means when the carbohydrate will be attached with the protein, it is called as glycoprotein, and when it will be attached with the lipid, it will be called as glycolipid. So what are the functions of these two? Glycoproteins are helping in the cell identification. It is playing main role in cell identification, and the role of the glycolipid is it is helping in some protection. Okay, so these are the another function of Golgi apparatus. The function of the Golgi apparatus is very important. And another function is that in the sperm head, you can find a acrosome layer which is helping in dissolving the membrane or outer layer of the egg or ova, and where this acrosome is the modified Golgi apparatus. And in the cell plate formation, you have seen that Golgi body is required at the time of that cytokinesis in case of plants. These are the some structures, or these are the some functions that can be performed by Golgi body. So today I have completed the two endomembrane system, that is endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi body. In my next class I will discuss about the another endomembrane system and the other structure. So up to this portion, have you understood? Up to this portion, okay. So read that part at your home, and bye for today, and in my next class I will discuss about the other parts. Okay. So thank you everyone.